I'm just gonna skip the need for cheesy intros and just say that we're teaching you how to be the zombie today. So I'm joined here with Nbros. Say what's up. Oh. Alright, now we're basically covering playing as a zombie. Now let's just go over the most basic of zombie techniques. The tendril. This is basically how the zombie gets around. L1 it's L2 to grapple when you're the survivor, so it gets confusing between the two. But trust me, you'll be wasting spits if you don't learn how to do this fast. So take the time to practice. Alright, next we're going over the most basic attack. Pouncing. Basically pouncing, you get a pounce, you get an insta-kill. But if you get interrupt me. Basically you're evaded and the survivor has the advantage. So do be smart about it. Now how do you open up your opponent for pouncing, you may ask? Well, UV spit is the easiest way. As soon as you do that, just go in for the pounce and they're dead. But they can throw flares to counter you, so avoid that. You get rid of flares by ground pounding. But make sure they're in the ground pound's radius, because if you don't do that, you're basically stunned and you can't do anything. They can drop kick you, throw weapons at you, do whatever they want. You're at their mercy. So be smart with your ground pounds. All right, next let's go over tackling. I suppose. Basically do it. Knocks them back. If there are spikes behind them, they instantly die. Tacklings can't be dodged though, so be wary of that. And the ground pounds. Yep. Most survivors who play this game know about pulling out a two-head weapon right after dodging a tackle and then ground pounding, and it basically leaves you with no health. So be wary of that. Also, the Die Hunter, when he's out of energy, throw a flare, drain me energy. Okay, now the Night Hunter, when he's out of energy, he can't run, and you can't grapple. Basically, you can't do anything. Your only real way of getting out is ground pounding the flare to get away. Ground pound the flare to get. Make sure they're in a radius so you don't stun yourself, or when you're out of energy, drain me. Pop UV block, get away. UV block is originally used for just getting away when you're out of energy, but it can also be used in a more offensive way. This is what we call the freaking block spit combo. Now watch this. Yes, it's extremely easy. Watch this. Spit, block so they can't stun you. Well, you didn't interrupt the pounce anyway. But you get the gist. Basically you toss a spit, you pounce them so they'll interrupt it and they can't get out of the spit. You turn around, pounce it again. They can't do anything about it. And next we're going to cover the first very spit you get as a Night Hunter. Horde spit. Horde spit basically summons a bunch of bombers to the survivor. Like everyone starts coming after the survivor, in this case Nbros. So here we go. See? Now, once they hit with Horde Spit, it's their goal to either camouflage themselves or get to a rooftop so they can get away. What he just did just now was Cloak Potion. Cloak Potion basically makes it an instant camouflage. So, but if I hit him, he's visible to them again. Now, when it comes to this kind of technique, basically as soon as you hit them with Horde Spit, you want to make it as difficult as possible to make it to high ground or camouflage. So basically ground pound, tackle, pounce them, do whatever you need to do. Horde is a great way to catch the survivor off balance, so make sure to use that. It's definitely not a lightweight spit. Also, do not think you're lower me to near low health. Like make sure I'm almost dead. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, there we go. Now don't think you're safe if you just get away. Watch this. If you just stand there looking at your opponent, he can shoot you, either with crossbows or with guns. Toxic bolts are basically the most annoying, because it's poisoning. You can't heal at all, and if you have no health, you're gonna die. So be careful of that. Another thing about the 900, you cannot afford to be standing under buildings while the survivor's right there, because watch what's gonna happen to you. You die instantly. So all you people who think it's just safe, just standing around doing nothing while looking at the survivor, don't do that. You're risking just setting yourself up for failure. But there is a counter to that the 900 has. Not many people that I know of know about this technique, but it's pretty useful. But you do need to tackle move first. Okay, now if someone's trying to rain death you, walk in circles and look up and do this. Watch what's gonna happen. Wait, if I get out in this tree.
It's when the button layout, remember?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, hold on. First, you could tackle them out of the air assassination. Just make sure you're ready for it. Now, to make that easier, I use a certain button layout. Like I switch the buttons of my circle button and my R2 button. So basically, when I run, I can tackle with R2, and it allows me to freely move around and tackle. It's useful for mobility. It makes ground pounds and spit smashes confusing, but once you get the hang of it, it's a pretty daggone good technique. All right, what's next? Let's watch some spikes. I can mouse some spikes. Okay, here we go. Over here. Now, spikes are all around the various locations that you can spawn in. Old Town, the slums, and the following. Especially the following. Like in just about every nest there's a bit of spikes. Now, the 900 has two ways to put the survivor into spikes. He can either tackle them into it, or he can ground pound them once he gets the upgrade, which is located here. I don't have it yet, quite, but it is useful. But the survivor can also get you with use spikes against you, because what happens if they get a dropkick on you? And you're dead. They can freely go attack your nest. So make careful note of that. Let's go. All right, let's go over cancel grapples. This is a survivor technique, by the way.
I think I'm matching up. See that?
Quiet you. Anyway, basically, what the survivor can do is that if you miss a tackle, more specifically a tackle, he can do this to you if you're not paying attention. He can cancel into the air and rain death you. So survivors will do this if you're vulnerable enough. Well, actually, it's better if we do this on a building. Actually, buildings are the best way to show this. So over here. So basically, all right. Over here is better. Stand right here. There we go. Okay. Now basically, go for the tackle. They dodge it. You're falling. And you're dead. I was barely able to turn around before he hit me with that. So be careful where you're tackling sometimes, because if they know how to cancel grapple, you're dead.
What about the pounce type? Pounce, interrupt, pounce, rain death?
The pounce doesn't launch quite as much as the tackle, but it can still be used to cancel grapple.
Is he gonna launch? Because yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Pounces can still be used to launch you, so where they can cancel grapple you. It doesn't launch you as much as a missed tackle, but it can still lead to death. All right. Next, we're gonna go over the base of the 900. Mutations. When it comes to mutations, you get a specific new ability every time you mutate. I'm only mutation level 2. I'm almost to 3 at this point. But I see I have Sense Suppressor Spit and Toxic Spit. Let's go over both of those. Sense Suppressor Spit. The way the survivor keeps track of you is by using Survivor Sense. This lets them know where you're facing at all times if they're near you. Cause see, look, like he's behind the building, but he can constantly see me. Just look at my direction every day. Yeah. See, he's just looking at my direction even when I'm behind the surface. Now, if you get a Sense Suppressor on them, they can't find you using this ability. So track me now. He can't. See, he can't find me. Now, if the person is playing co-op and his partners are not hit with this spit, if he uses Sense Suppressor, he can use their sense to help find you. So it's not necessarily too useful, I would say, to use this in multiplayer environments, but it is useful in solo ones. And next, the second thing you unlock, the mutation 2, which is the mutation I am, is Toxic Spit. Toxic Spit is basically what it is. It's an area of toxins. They stand in it, they die. This recently got buffed to where it does more damage, and it lasts for a whole minute. So this can be used to either make sure, like if they're trapped in a corner, you can use this to make sure they have nowhere to go, or you can put it on your nest to protect them. Either way, it's up to you. But again, you have to wait until you get to the certain level, the right mutation level, and it takes forever to get to these levels. The third one is UV Heal. I don't have it, so I can't really showcase it, but basically when you're low on health and energy, get to a safe spot, use UV Heal when you have UV Block, and basically you're back at full health and full energy in no time. But you're vulnerable while doing this, so make sure you're in a safe spot, because they can basically kill you while you're doing it. So don't do it in front of their face like an idiot. Okay, what's up with that covered? Oh yeah, Spit Smashes. This is perhaps the most noobish tactic a Night Hunter can do, but it's definitely useful in against multiple people. Basically what Spit Smashes do is that you basically charge your ground pound with the effect of a spit. So it can work with every spit. Horde, UV, even freaking Toxic if you want. Every spit, it works with it. So basically, if you want to, you can just do this. So simple, anyone can do it. To be honest, it's really only less of a noobish thing to do when you're fighting more than one person, and they refuse to separate. Basically, this is the way to get them off guard. Okay, so spits, air has.
What's it called? Missing tackles and missing pounces in the spikes.
Oh yeah, again, you also have to watch where you're tackling and where you're pouncing, because what happens if when you interrupt my pounce behind those spikes? Well, I don't understand how they get launched into them. Go point blank. Yeah, hold on. Back up. Directly into the spikes, you're dead. So yeah, for some reason, missing tackles against that is a lot more dangerous than missing pounces. With missing pounces, you don't really get launched that far, as you could probably see there. But when I miss a tackle, you're gonna go flying into those spikes, and it's instant death. So watch where you're tackling and watch where you're pouncing. Okay, cover tackling. Cover tackling, cover ground pounds.
GP spit.
Yeah, you covered that. What have we not covered? That's about it, I would say. Oh, okay, water.
And GP spit.
I did cover GP spit.
On water.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I found water.
Water. Okay. Now for the next element of this, water. Water is just as good an element in this game as anything else, because it can be a difference between life and death when it comes to the Night Hunter. Let me show you why. Now, if I were to hit the survivor with Horde Spit, he can just lead to the water, and the bombers can't get him. Now, while they're in the water, they can't they can't attack or anything, but they can flash a light at you. So yeah, you don't want to hang around. You can spit at them if you want, but they don't have to leave that water until they make sure it's safe. So water is pretty disadvantageous in that sense. Now, if the Night Hunter is in water, he can't attack, spit, or anything like that. He can put on UV block, but he can't do anything other than that. But if he's in water, but here's the thing: if you're in water and you're on the surface, you can't be air assassinated. So to counter that, basically you just have to sink a little bit. They can't air assassinate you if you just sink to the bottom. They can't. Basically, you're safe if you just do that. And basically, use the ground to get away. Like just grapple away until you're safe, and then get out. Well, that's not safe, but you know, you get the gist. What do we got next?
Oh wait, stay right there.
Ow! What do you do? Get clawed. Oh, duh, claws. Okay, I don't know how this end up being one of the last things we cover, but just clawing in general. It's a basic melee attack. You claw them, they take damage. A decent portion, to be honest. The claws recently got buffed, so they do more damage, and they kind of have ridiculous range. Like it's kind of back there, and I still clawed them. But yeah, now to be honest, just if you just do this all day, just run after them and claw them, please uninstall. I'm just saying, because like it's a ridiculous tactic to use. It just shows how scrubby you are. You basically only really want to claw when they have no health. Clawing is a great way to finish them off. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention about the Toxic Spit is that you can also use Toxic Spit to cover fallen teammates, because when a survivor is solo, if they get killed by anything, they instantly die. But in most cases, with a killed survivor, they can be down to be revived by their teammates. So if you want, you can just put a Toxic Spit at the down survivor's location, and they can't get to them. Not without killing themselves, basically. And yes, thank you for showing them that the grapple hook does damage. Douche. You're lucky he missed. He didn't do that. Oh boy. So what else? Okay. I think that about covers it.
I don't know what this.
Oh, throwing weapons. Yeah. When it comes, okay. Here's the thing you want to watch out for. If you miss a ground pound and they have a twin weapon in their hand, pray for your life. Instant death. You better pray they miss, because if they throw a twin weapon at you, and you just missed the ground pound, it's game over. One-handed weapons almost kill you, but they can still drop kick or tap you right after, and it's death.
I've actually been in this area map before.
It's really far out.
I would never go back here.
Okay. Oh, what thing we got to cover? Safe zones. Let's find. We go find one.
That's the one. Wait for me.
Keep up, Slowpoke. I'll find a safe zone.
Also, it's from the glitch enough. The fact that you can't get inside it.
How? What, are you stuck? Not that nice. Alright, now let's cover safe zones. Now, everyone who's played the Survivor knows that safe zones basically, no zombie can get to you in a safe zone. But if the 900 goes in, he's gonna take damage over time. Now the thing is, you can still pounce. You can still pounce the Survivor in the safe zone, but they can still interrupt you, and you're most likely gonna die if you stay, and you're gonna die if you stay too long. So make note of that. And also, let me heal really fast so I can showcase this without dying. UV blocks will not work on safe zones, so don't bother trying to go in a safe zone. If you join a lobby and someone's just in a safe zone, just let them stay, because eventually you'll get the victory for them cowering in fear, quote unquote. I mean, it can be fun just challenging. Are you in that glitch?
Was.
But yeah, it is kind of fun just kind of going in a safe zone and just multi-pouncing someone. Hey, put that two-handed weapon down. Put it down. They look so goofy the way you just spun around like that. Not nice. Tackling them off rooftops is also fun, and it can kill them if the fall is good enough. Luckily, as the Night Hunter, you take no fall damage, but you can get air assassinated if you land in water. So, and if you're not at the bottom, so make note of that. What do you think? What do you think? They about wraps it up.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that about wraps it up. So basically, make note of all these things, and basically kill everyone in your path. Simple. Just make note that some of the Survivor methods can get really cheesy sometimes, and you may pull out your hair playing it for too long, like I did. But you know, it's still a fun game mode, to be honest. It used to be a pre-order bonus when the game first came out, but now it's not. All right. Now we're in the following DLC because there are a few things that we need to cover about this DLC that can't be covered in the other locations, as you can very well tell because of the buggy. Now, first, let's go over the 900 grabbing thing. Don't drive yet. Basically, you grab on. Just you kind of hang on. You can't spit, but you can activate UV shield if you want. So and also, when you hit X like this, it takes like a third of their health every time you smash the car. So 3 times and they're dead, but they can get out. Now there are several things that they can do. First, UV light. UV light and electric cage. UV light obviously drains your energy, and electric cage stuns you for a moment. You can stop the UV light by flipping the buggy with the ground pound, and you can tackle it. Pretty good. But you also want to watch out by grabbing onto things because he can simply knock you off by slamming into a wall. Show it. See? Knocked off. Or, of course, if there are spikes, well, maybe not the right kind of spikes, but basically you get the gist. If you're knocked off in the right position, you'll get impaled immediately. I think you can run me over and do it. Try it. Well, I went flying the other way. I want to get my health back. Okay, crouch. Alright, try it now. Drop. Are you stuck? Sarah. I am not sure if he's stuck or not. Oh, there you are. Okay. Alright, try it now. That car just does not want to move.
Move a bit to the right so I can impale you. There you go.
Yeah. This is why I went on the left, because he keeps going a little more to the right every time you run me over. Well, well, basically you get the gist. If you run over in a certain spot, you get impaled.
But you can also get ran over.
Yeah, running over is also can also be killed. They run you over twice, you're dead immediately. But them being in the buggy can also work in your advantage because. Alright, let me get over there. And not get caught on every living thing known to mankind. Alright. Now, the advantage of them being in buggies, well, they can also run over your nest if they're on the ground. But another advantage of them being in buggies, easy stick spit. They can, if they can get out fast enough, they can get out the way. But it's a free stick spit. Oh wow. That might have just ended you if you can't get a cloak potion off fast enough.
Oh shit! I cornered myself.
Yeah. Oh, somehow you got away. No, wait, never mind.
I freaking backstepped into it. I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally backstepped.
Well, you get the idea. Just throw a spit on the buggy while they're moving, and they'll get caught by the effect immediately. UV sense isn't really an important thing because they can just keep staying in the buggy, but I'd say horde spit and survivor sense are worth it because for obvious reasons. Okay. I think that about covers everything with the vehicles, right?
What?
I think that about covers the vehicles. I mean, for the record, no one uses the other vehicle gadgets, which are car alarm, mine dropper, and flamethrower. No one uses any of those things in Night Invasions. It's basically just UV light and electric cage because they're pretty much the only.
You can also farm XP off of it though.
Well, that is true.
Okay.
So basically, utilize all these techniques, and basically, survivors can't do much of anything. Good night and good luck.
What a cheesy